Howdy folks, Meandering Mike in the man cave of madness. What's all this weird stuff over here? Well, this is a call to animators, videographers, artists, anyone who might be interested in being able to make the next Meandering Mike intro / outro video segment. All right. So there's some rules here. There's a whole page of rules here that's on the screen there. I will read through that because it's important stuff. A lot of legalese and things. That's the reason I've been talking about this for like the last month, 3 weeks or so. Want to get this done, but there's a lot to it. So first of all, I had been talking about this before as a contest. We're not calling it a contest. Okay, this is actually a call for submissions of videos to be evaluated for a work for hire purpose, that if you are selected, I will pay you in games. Okay, so actually you will get paid, but only in games. I have lots of games that I can give to as payment to the people or person or people that I select your videos. Okay, so it's not a contest. We're not running afoul of the rules about contests or sweepstakes and things like that. So this is Meandering Mike making a call to content creators for video submissions, and the details are here how to do this. Okay, so we're going to start reading here, and this is how you do. This is what I want, and this is how you do it. All right, using video clips, animation, or still montages, create an original video segment 17 seconds long. Yes, 17 seconds or 16.9. That's the length of the original, 16.9. The music fits to that. Now the music has a little fade out at the end. Don't cut it short. Please don't go longer. 17 seconds or 16.9. So just call it 17 seconds, please. Do not include music or voiceover unless you are embedding the original music. I tell you down below how to get a copy of the current video with the music in it. You can extract that and use that music in there, or you can create a silent video and I will do the combination folding in the music. But if you want to have the music so you might pace your video, by all means, you can request that, and the instructions are below. All right, so text, graphics, pictures, animation, video clips, drawings, and other art are all acceptable if they're either your own original creations or they are public domain content. Okay? No AI-generated art unless if you can demonstrate that 100% of the data set that trained your AI tool came from content that you created, then you can use an AI tool to generate the art. Only if the database, the training data set, came from your works. Otherwise, so for most of you, don't use AI art, period. You're going to have to be an expert and know what you're doing and a good artist to do that. So stick with your own created stuff, public domain stuff. Use your animation tools that, and we'll talk about this later, that don't require accreditation, crediting, to create this work, okay, that you're submitting. Okay. None of the content in your overall video clip, so the individual parts of it or the video clip as a whole, can violate the YouTube terms of service, U.S. copyright law, or anyone's trademark. Okay? You got to pay attention to the YouTube terms of service. You got to know the basics of U.S. copyright law. You know, in other words, don't use anyone else's stuff, including trademark things, except you could use fair use doctrine to depict images and logos that are subject to copyright or trademark if they are brief and indicative that Meandering Mike channel would be utilizing the items for commentary, criticism, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and or research purposes. Those things, that's the gist of fair use doctrine. If you're not using it for that purpose, it's not legit. So this means you could use the image of some game, like Monopoly. Don't use Monopoly. Some game from SBI, Avalon Hill, whatever. And if it's being shown as it's something that I might talk about, review, discuss, give criticism of, etc., that's the indication of the use. That's fair use. Okay, don't have it featuring there constantly to making it look like I'm claiming I'm from SPI, or obviously they're not around anymore. But fair use doctrine can apply, but be careful. Know what you're doing. All right. You may embed a credit for your own personal artistry, but do not use any third-party content that would require them to be credited. So if you have a clip art library or a video library that you have licensed that doesn't require any credit and is allowed for you to make derivative works and distribute them without credit, you may use that. If it requires credit, no, I do not want to have to manage multiple credits from different sources and all that, and making sure that's good and documented. No, don't do it. So either your own stuff or licensed stuff that you can make a derivative work of, only if it doesn't have to be credited. You may credit yourself though, but use reason. If it's blaring all over the screen and getting in the way, that's advertising for you, okay? A credit for you is fine, but don't advertise yourself or I won't select your video. All right, do not include symbols of hate groups, current or historical. Yes, that means no swirling crosses. You know what I mean. No swirling crosses. No depiction of blood, decapitations, dismemberment, or dismemberment. And let's add torture in here. I didn't include that, and I should have. None of that gross stuff. This is not Mortal Kombat, the adult version, okay? No. Just don't go there. No need to be bloody, gory, etc. No depictions of in-progress destruction of buildings or infrastructure. Depicting rubble is okay. This is a weird thing. Current YouTube environment, only news organizations are able to depict acts of war type thing and destruction of buildings and such. The aftermath, yeah, you can picture static rubble or whatnot, but just don't do that. So no embedded advertising. Like I said, you can credit yourself, and that means like no product placement, okay? No shout outs to outside organizations or people. You may depict game-related or history-related products if, again, they're back to that fair use doctrine, something that I might be reviewing, commenting on, unboxing, doing a how to play, playthrough, etc. You can depict that, but don't advertise for yourself or others. Now, since we are looking for something new, this is a new video, time for something new. So vis-a-vis the old video, do not include Stukas or armored cars. That's old hat. That's the old one. Now, the Stuka was extra problematic because it has on the tail of the Stuka a swirling cross, okay? All right. Now, here's some other things. These are allowed, but they're discouraged. World War II stuff, okay? The last video was oriented on World War II-ish stuff, a Stuka. And I don't know about that armored car, if it's actually a real one, but it looked, World War II-ish. So religious iconography. Yeah, stay away from religious things. unless it's historical significant. I mean, significance. A knight with a tabard with a cross on it, that's okay. But just picturing a lot of crucifixes, no, don't do that. Okay, discouraged. Political statements are symbology. I don't want to see a lot of donkeys. I don't want to see a lot of elephants. I don't want to see red and blue signs. Stay away from political stuff. It can be in there. It can be part of, a game issue. We have political games, historical games, all that kind of stuff. But so it's allowed, but it's discouraged. You use too much of that political stuff, your video is not going to get selected. Okay, so back like I said before, this is not a contest. Okay, so I'm going to read this here. And this is specific wording that there's some legal hoopage that we're jumping through here. So consider your video to be a submission for evaluation for a work for hire. If your video is selected to be utilized, I will pay you in games, and I will keep ownership rights to the content. Okay, while I have your submission, you are submitting it and giving me rights to the content. If I do not select your video for use, I will return the rights to you. Okay, so only if I'm using it while I'm evaluating it, and while I'm using it, I will pay you in games. Otherwise, you will then, if I don't use it, I will return the rights to you. All right, I reserve the right to select 0, 1, or multiple submissions. I may alternate through different videos or something. So, once you submit it to me and I'm using it, my ownership, and I will decide how and when to utilize it. Okay. And all submissions must be in MP4 or MKV format. And any individual out there, any of you guys submitting, may submit more than one video for consideration. Now, I'd rather get one or a couple quality videos than you sending me a whole slew of a bunch of videos that just aren't that good. Thinking, oh, one of these might, try to send me something decent instead of dozens. All right. So, how to do this? How to submit? Okay, to participate in this process and make a submission, you must email me first at my channel email. So it's meanderingmikesmancave@gmail.com. Again, that's in the community tab. All this data is on there, and you can also find that in the about section. Okay, so email me first, include your real name, okay, and your physical mailing address. Okay, and this is because it will, in a sense, be entering a work for hire contract. If I select you, I'm evaluating your work. I may select you. You're not going to be an employee. Okay, it's going to be a work for hire situation, not an employee situation. You're not becoming an employee. You're like a contractor creating a work for hire. Okay, so I need the address. I need to know where you reside and live and where I can mail you your payment. Okay, and don't send me anything until I tell you to. Okay, I have to tell you to first. We will agree on how to have you, whether we're using a platform like WeTransfer. Maybe you'll email it to my inbox. Maybe we'll use some other transfer platform like that, but we'll have to agree first. So I don't want my inbox inundated with tons of large files, right? Now, the submission deadline is February 28th, 2025. So the end of next month. This is January. Oh, I also missed one part here. If you want a copy of that original Meandering Mike video, the one I'm using now with embedded music, in this email, let me know that you want one. And so when we figure out how to have you send me your file, if you want one, I'll send you back a copy of the original. Okay. So February 28th is the deadline, and shortly-ish, within a week or two, I will select 0, 1, or more. None of them might be good enough for me to be willing to take on. I'm hoping to do at least one. I might do more than one, February 28th, and then within a couple weeks I'll announce the winners. And so if you want anonymity, if you don't want your name to be put out there, if you want to create it and possibly be hired to be paid in games, you can request anonymity, okay? So let me know that. So sometime in March, I will announce the person or persons that I select to be utilizing their video submissions. So that's it in a nutshell, a long nutshell, Meandering Mike. And actually, it's not meandering. This is the legalese of what we're doing here, okay? So if there are any questions, again, you can ask in the comments here. You can ask, as a comment to the community tab, this post that you see behind you here, which I should have been scrolling this back here. Like here's the do not includes, the stuff that's discouraged, it's allowed, all right? So I don't know how many of you out there are videographer types. I know some of you are. And again, I'm open to whole sorts of different things, okay? So I didn't put here really many ideas like, oh, you could try this or that. If you don't have much familiarity actually with my channel, like if you're seeing this just because, oh, I'm a videographer, and you stumble upon it because of the title, the more you review my channel, the more likely you're going to get an idea of what might fit, the kind of things that I cover. But you can be creative and come up with something that might just knock my socks out. Wow, that was cool and fun stuff. Okay. But as a minimum, find some of my videos that have the intro and outro music. Look at the old video. If you look at, most of my weekly channel update things, that includes that video thing. Not all of them did. Some of them, I put the music to something else, like when I was doing the Signal Boost segments and things like that. But so go wild, but be constrained by what I have listed here. These restrictions. Let me scroll that some more so you can't see all that stuff. All right. So Meandering Mike, Man Cave of Madness, signing off here. And, remember, as I say, take care of your games and they'll take care of you. And take care with your content if you're doing this, if you're creating stuff, to abide by these, what, sound like picky restrictions, but especially the terms of use, copyright, and trademark stuff. Don't mess with that. Don't violate that, So that's it. Take care, everyone. Good luck to you. Good videographing, good animating, whatever you want to do. So take care of you all.